Hi.
Oh, excellent, Assembly Member. We can give you some time now to speak. We're very happy to have you here as the chair of the Assembly Committee on Disability.
Nice to see you. I apologize. I didn't seem to have the link. And I was fiddling around trying to get into a codes committee meeting and now I'm in session. This digital world, rather than having made things simpler for us, has made it much more complex because we're expected to be in several places at once. But at any rate, thank you for letting me join you this morning. We need to focus more than ever on the needs of people with disabilities. We in New York had slowly built a system which could meet the needs of all of our people. But that system is on paper. And little by little, that system is being taken apart in reality. We heard before the cuts to early intervention, and there are cuts to every aspect of the system that New York has to help people who face the challenges of disabilities. Some of the cuts are not so obvious. There's a slow strangulation going on with the addition of regulation on top of regulation on top of regulation, with the delay in the payment, with the manipulation of the system so that requests for budget amendments or additional monies or additional services are rerouted and reviewed, and the entire system has been slowed down. The end result is we don't have the system that some people brag about in the state of New York. And a lot of people with disabilities are really not getting the services that they deserve to get, and which on paper, the state says are available to them. So we need to come together and speak out and explain to the public, number one, that people with disabilities with a little bit of help can achieve the quality of life that we all want to have, can become tax-paying citizens, can have jobs, can have nice places to live, and in many cases have families of their own. But they just need a little bit of help, and the earlier they get that help, the better. And secondly, we have to explain that the state of New York, while it pretends to provide these services, is really not providing these services, that they're not available to everyone who needs them. And thirdly, that even those services that are available are not being properly funded. The executive branch, year after year, attacks the most vulnerable. And included in that group of very vulnerable people are people with disabilities. This year's budget is another example. The executive branch will talk about how they've added staff to OPWDD. But if you take a close look, you will see that the staff at OPWDD is actually down by 300 since last year. If you take a look at the numbers and they talk about how they're providing more money, they're not providing more money. If you look carefully, you'll see it's less money. So we need to band together. We need to push really hard and publicly. We've got to let everybody know that the promise is still just a promise. It's not a reality. So thank you for letting me join you this morning. We are working as hard as we can in the Assembly to restore the monies that need to be restored and to push forward with a program that's going to help people with disabilities. But this is only going to be effective if we all work together, and we work together publicly and make it clear that the state of New York has to be a leader in the nation in helping all people in the state of New York.
Thank you so much, Assembly Member, for your ongoing advocacy and passionate advocacy for people with IDD. And especially for taking time on this very critical day to come meet with